So today we're going to be going over what I keep in my handyman bag for this year. I've been doing this for about 5 years or so. So let's start off with this little container. It's got an assortment of anchors. These are the ones I like to use. I don't really like to use these cheap ones that they come with. Sometimes these are okay, this style, but I find that these work the best for me. Just some miscellaneous screws and picture hanging nails and whatnot in here, so this is always super useful, hanging pictures and everything. Next up we got this tripod. It's a little hard to see, but these legs fold out. My dad was gracious enough to let me use this, and you can extend the legs, and what I use this for is in conjunction with my laser level. This thing is great. It's just a cheapie off Amazon. I had gone a few years without using one of these, but they're awesome. They work as intended. Yeah, not much to say there. An adapter plate for the tripod. This thing is pretty awesome. And moving on from there, just on the outside, just a cheap Harbor Freight hammer. I don't know how much I paid, but it wasn't very much. Zircon, stud finder. They work sometimes. You kind of just have to know how to find studs. You use this or a magnet. Sometimes they just knock. Voltage tester. Make sure nothing's hot when you're working on stuff. Framing square. It comes in useful sometimes when I'm doing trim work and making cuts on the side. This thing's great. Let's get this big out of the way. Milwaukee Fuel M12. Doesn't have a battery in it right now because I keep them in my drill, but this thing is great. Worth its weight in gold. I went a long while without having a portable shop vac, and now that I have it, it's awesome. I use mostly Milwaukee stuff, so yeah, nothing too much to say there. It's great, it's not too loud, it's portable. So, like I said, big Milwaukee guy. Milwaukee Fuel M12 hammer drill combo. This thing's pretty good. Small little 2 amp hour battery on here, just because I don't use that one as often. This is the meat and potatoes. M12 Milwaukee Fuel Impact. Got the speed modes. This thing's great. I love it. I use it every single day. 5.0 battery in there, and it does everything you need it to do. I have the M18s as well, and I carried those for a number of years, but it's just so much lighter and convenient to use the small ones. To complement that, got drill bits, masonry bit, random assortment. Use these pretty often for hanging things up. On the right, we got a mini can WD-40. This stuff is really versatile. Cabinets, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it comes in handy. This is also fantastic. I use this on the daily for small little nail holes and stuff like that. Patch and paint. This stuff is super lightweight. I'm actually out of it. I need to get another can. And for the bigger ones, use this fast dry high strength spackle. Works pretty well for lightweight repairs. Got another Milwaukee set here, just random assortment of bits. Sometimes use them, sometimes I don't. These hex keys are really fantastic. Just off the top, channel locks. These come in handy more often than you think. Plumbing work, sinks, bolts, just tough on stuff. Roll of painter's tape. Not much to be said here. It's good to have. Some extra zip ties. You never know when you're going to need them. I do Christmas lights and stuff, so these are always coming in handy. Milwaukee lineman style pliers, cutters. Pretty awesome. I got them for free from a client, so these are pretty cool. Tape measure, I have a few of them, but this one's just the one that's in here. It's a Milwaukee cheapie 30-foot. Works as it should. I love these. I usually carry these on me in my pocket. These are awesome, super handy for anything and everything. Yeah, these are great. Little picture hanging kit. As you can see, it's not very organized, but this is super helpful. Lightweight stuff, mirrors, small mirrors, little kids' drawings and whatnot. Got some extra wire connectors, doing smoke detectors and other small ceiling fans, lighting, that kind of stuff. This is great. Baby flathead also comes in handy. I usually keep this and this in my pocket at all times. Extra rechargeable flashlight, works pretty well. Not much to be said here. Like to have lots of these. Always need them. This, I don't know why this one is specifically in here, but a little baby paintbrush. I do a lot of touch-ups and patchwork, so comes in handy. Extra roll of just painter's tape, brown tape. I'm going to get rid of this actually because I haven't used it in a while. Got some, I believe these are Kleins. Yeah, Kleins dikes, 7-inch or 8-inch, 6-inch, I don't know. Probably 7, but they're pretty useful when you need them. I don't often use gloves for a lot of my work, but when I do, I like these Milwaukee's. When I was working construction, these were all I would wear, and they hold up and they're pretty affordable. So, headlamp, Costco, I think headlamp, super bright, super awesome. Use it all the time as well. Some trash, a little bit of Loctite super glue. This stuff is pretty useful. It comes in handy sometimes. Little repairs, perfect, nice to have. I got 3 sets of Allen keys here. You got SA millimeter and Torx, pretty handy as well. They don't get used all that often, but when you need them, and there's nothing really else that can help. I've never used these before. Just picked them up. Don't know how well they work. Can't say anything about them, but looking forward to trying them out. Hopefully they do what they need to do when they need to do it. Extra hardware from mounting TVs. Sometimes my extra hardware just gets left in here. Another set of Allen keys. This one's super old. Huskies, reliable. They work. I keep 180 and 400 sandpaper. In the middle, there should be some 200 in there somewhere, but these are pretty useful for patches, paint repair. Adjustable wrench here. Doesn't come in handy super often, but when it does, it's great. Pair of snips, also pretty handy. When I'm doing electrical, this is what I like to have on me. Just Milwaukee strippers. They got ability to cut bolts and whatnot to an extent. Small pair of needle nose. These cheapy Harbor Freights, but they work. And screwdrivers, I like Craftsman. Dad put me on. They work. They do what they need to do. These have lasted a while, and when they break or get messed up on the tips, or I use them as a pry bar, I'll go to Lowe's and replace them. Cheapy set of picks. These are pretty helpful for O-rings and getting in stuff, tight spots that you wouldn't be able to get anything else. And just got I think a 12-inch level, pretty standard. Like these style as well, just to double check my work. Can't beat it. On the end here, I have this Milwaukee bit holder. Right now I got a socket adapter, some locking adapters, extensions, just some of the stuff that I use on a more daily basis. Easy to access, good to have. On the other side, let's just flip it around. So that's pretty much everything on the inside. On the other side, outlet tester, just to make sure that I'm not working while anything is hot or turned on. Nice little DeWalt 90-degree, comes even smaller. This is super handy, use it all the time. I like the fat pencils, some people don't. Super glue, and then a few rolls of electrical tape. I got some Gorilla tape in here as well, down there at the bottom. Stuff works pretty well. I think that's a double-sided tape. I don't know why this is in here. Random 1/4-inch socket with probably a 10 mil. Of course, that has a 10 mil. Extra screws for mounting hardware, and then some of these security bits. Sometimes you need them. Got some extra Teflon tape in here when working on hose, bibs, and faucets over here. Got a few Milwaukee ink saws and Sharpies. And that is pretty much what I keep in my bag. There's a lot more tools that I use on a daily basis. Not on a daily basis, but that I use, and we'll be sure to show you that after this as well. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, let me know. Subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, and I'll see you next time.